Royal moment. Fazza stands with his 60-year women. Legend. The desert holds a quiet breath as dawn rises over the royal horizon. A soft gold glow spreads like a silent blessing across the endless dunes. And in this sacred stillness, a figure stands in calm, unbroken grace. Fazza, the son of Dubai, the voice of courage, the heartbeat of wandering souls. He stands with steady steps, with a mind unshaken, with a heart sharpened by love. Beside him, a presence older than time, older than the desert winds, older than the shifting stars. A woman of 60 years, a woman carved by wisdom, a woman shaped by storms and stillness. She moves like a legend born in hidden centuries, her steps gentle, her soul vast. Her name is whispered inside old falcon stories, inside grandmother songs, inside desert fire evenings. She is the woman who walked the years without fear, without pride, without noise. She is the legend who lived quieter than the palace walls and stronger than the tallest towers. She is the one the city never saw, and yet the one the city always needed. Fazza stands beside her, and the desert breathes again. For her presence is a mirror to his truth, a mirror to his loyalty, a mirror to the roots of his spirit. He sees in her not age but depth, not time, but memory, not years, but echoes of every lesson she carried. She taught him how silence becomes strength, how stillness becomes direction, how patience becomes power. She taught him how the heart of leadership is never loud, is never bright, is never decorated. It is simple, it is pure, it is steady, like the sand beneath his feet. The city of Dubai may rise higher each year with towers touching their dreams. But this moment is grounded in earth, in dust, in steps taken long before fame. The 60-year woman stands steady like an unshakable mountain, her hair touched by silver, her eyes touched by skies, her voice a quiet desert wind. And Fazza stands beside her, not as a prince, not as a ruler, not as a public figure. He stands simply as a man shaped by gratitude, shaped by destiny, shaped by her love. She was the unseen strength in his earliest roads. She was the untold chapter in the story of his heart. She held his fears when he was young and lifted his courage when he stumbled. She gave him truths that echoed through every achievement, every poem, every promise. She told him to lead with compassion, to walk with dignity, to listen to the weak, to protect those who have no shelter, to stand firm even when alone. Now the world begins to whisper and wonder, who is this 60-year legend? Why does Fazza stand beside her with such unbroken honor? Why does the desert seem to bow as if greeting royalty older than crowns? Fazza knows the answer. She is the heart behind his courage, the root behind his rise, the silent guardian who shaped the man beneath the title. And though the city may not yet understand, though whispers may rise like sandstorms, he stands beside her with the calm certainty of destiny. For legends are not built by youth. They are carved by years. And she is 60 years. The desert sky shifts its colors as the sun climbs higher and the day begins its long song. Fazza walks beside the 60-year legend, and each step feels like a page of an ancient tale turning. There is no rush in their movement, no fear in their presence, no trembling in their hearts. For the bond between them is older than the tallest, dunes and deeper than the hidden wells of the land. The woman of 60 years carries her age like a crown carved from silence. Every wrinkle on her face is a line of poetry shaped by storms. She survived in moments she transformed, Her hands speak of journeys unseen, of nights spent holding truth, of mornings spent guiding lost souls back to light. She is a desert library of memories, a keeper of wisdom that emperors seek and princes need. Her life has been a long road walked with dignity and filled with the perfume of quiet victories. Fazza looks at her not with pity, not with curiosity, but with reverence, for he knows she is the hidden mentor behind his confidence, the silent voice behind his decisions. She showed him the meaning of honor long before the world cheered his name. She taught him to protect the fragile, to lift the fallen, to guard the heart of the land with steady loyalty. Her teachings live in every poem he writes, in every breath of his voice, in every promise he keeps. The people of Dubai watch from a distance. Some understand, some whisper, some wonder. But none can deny that there is something royal in the air when they stand together. A presence that cannot be explained by age or title. A strength that flows from years of sacrifice and unspoken devotion. The 60-year woman carries no throne, carries no crown, carries no garments woven with gold. Yet she walks with the elegance of ancient queens whose power came not from jewels, but from their unbreakable spirit. She is not a story the city invented. She is a story time itself shaped, and Fazza walks in its shadow with deep gratitude. Their steps move toward the old paths where memories sleep. They walk past the gardens where young Fazza once ran chasing dreams shaped like birds. They pass the silent corridors where he once recited his first words of courage. They walk through moments that shaped him, through echoes of laughter and echoes of lessons, whispered at the right time, her voice guiding him. Without force, her presence steady, like the earth beneath his feet. He remembers how she held him through his earliest storms, how she taught him the language of humility, how she told him that greatness is born not from wealth, but from kindness, how she reminded him that a leader listens more than he speaks, how she blessed him with truths that shaped the man inside the prince. The world may see her as a 60-year woman, but Fazza sees a lifetime of love etched into her every breath. He sees the strength that raised a generation through quiet wisdom. He sees the heart that protected his soul from arrogance. He sees the courage that chose to stay unrecognized. He sees the beauty that only time can. The afternoon light settles softly across the desert, and time stretches like a golden ribbon. Fazza walks with the 60-year legend, and the world grows quiet around them. Not out of fear, not out of curiosity, but out of respect for a bond carved beyond understanding. The dunes rise and fall like gentle waves of an ancient sea. Each grain of sand seems to carry a memory, a step she once took, a word she once offered, a moment that shaped the prince standing beside her. In the stillness, Fazza feels the weight of stories she never told. He senses the sacrifices she buried deep. He hears the unspoken prayers she whispered for him in nights when the world slept. He sees the years she gave without asking for recognition. She was the backbone, the hidden guardian, the silent shelter in every storm he faced. The 60-year woman walks with grace, untouched by noise. Her wisdom is not loud. Her strength is not sharp. Her dignity is not borrowed. It is earned through trials that left marks on her soul, but fire in her spirit. She moves forward with steps that hold decades of truth, and Fazza feels humbled by her presence. They reach a place where old winds meet old memories. A place where Fazza once fell as a child and she lifted him with patient hands. A place where she spoke the words that became the roots of his leadership. She told him that hearts are kingdoms. She told him that kindness is protection. She told him that compassion is a crown no one can steal. These lessons live inside him like a quiet flame that never dies. Now he watches her face touched by time yet glowing with purpose. He sees her eyes carrying skies he has never fully understood. He sees the depth of a soul that walked 6 decades with quiet triumph. He knows she is not just a woman in years. She is a story in motion. She is an era in human form. She is the living testament of strength shaped by simplicity. They continue walking and the wind wraps around them like an old friend. The city far behind them watches with unspoken awe. For the sight of Fazza, walking beside a 60-year legend, is a vision that bends expectations. People wonder who she really is. A guardian, a teacher, a survivor, a timeless queen hidden from crowds. Yet Fazza knows the truth carved in the chambers of his heart. She is the one who held his fears when he was fragile. She is the one who steadied his dreams when he felt lost. She is the one who shaped his courage through guidance older than stories. She is the one who gave him strength in silence, not through applause, not through attention, but through a love deeper than recognition. The sands shift beneath their feet, marking the rhythm of their journey. Every step is a tribute to the years they endured. Every breath honors the bond that grew without needing praise. Fazza feels the depth of gratitude rising inside him like a growing tide. He knows she has given him something no title could ever offer. A foundation built of truth. A soul trained to lead. A heart taught to be human before being royal. They stop at the